All right.
Okay.
I'm pressing play here.
Someone wants to take over my channel.
So yeah, welcome to our YouTube
It's me
channel.
that will say hi, guys.
Hi guys. Welcome to my welcome to our YouTube channel.
Oh, interesting. It's already hour like that.
Yeah. Our YouTube channel.
Okay.
Oluwafemi Mercy, is that it?
Yes, that's the name of the
Oluwafemi
channel.
Mercy
Okay.
of the world.
Thank God.
No.
I knew you were going to guess.
No, you're in the world, not of the world.
Yeah, I'm not.
So global Oluwafemi Mercy.
Hooray! Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Oluwafemi Mercy. On this channel, of course, you are here for oral growth in every area of your life, particularly in the things of God and that's spiritually. Subscribe if you are here for the first time. I mean, you're gonna love you here.
All right, subscribe, like, share,
You know that one.
download. It doesn't bite.
Oh God, this is so good. Where is the mic? Oh my God, I like that ad. I watched it countless times.
No,
So creative.
It's very creative.
So
very,
creative.
very creative.
In today's video, we are going to be having a conversation, but I think I want to ask Sewe questions.
So by the way, I'm Oluwamaiwa Sewe.
Hey God, I didn't introduce him.
You have to. I'm a music producer, a drama minister, a music producer, and a filmmaker. I do other things, but it depends on who is asking.
This guy, I don't tire.
Of course, I'm a Christian actor. Basically, I'm a full-time ministry. I just want to be,
Sarah has a YouTube channel too. He has
not so many.
not so many, but like
about 5 short films.
interesting. So like 5 short films. You guys really want to see them at Sewedosa. I'm going to tag his YouTube channel.
I'll be so glad. It's my channel.
Please subscribe. Give me
Please.
your channel
Is what? Please subscribe. All right. So
Sarah and I were having a discussion and we're talking about how that
when did we have discussion?
I have proof.
Oh, okay. No
So we're having a conversation and we got to a point where we talked about being in the ministry even as a young person. So what do you have to say about being in the ministry as a young person? Because I know that there are so many people out there who they know for sure that they have a calling of God upon their life, and there's just that fear of stepping out, like what's going to happen to me, what's going to happen to, maybe they even have dreams and aspirations about other things, and maybe they even went to school to study a particular course because that's what they want to become, and God is telling them, nah, this is not where I want you, this is where I want you. What do you have to say about being in the ministry as a young person?
All right, for anyone that God wants to call into ministry, God is not calling you at the time that you think you are hearing the call. God had called you before He conceived you.
From the beginning.
He had called you from His mind. He had called you from day one. You know, He can allow you to go through whatever you want to go through. But as long as you are yielding to Him, His plans will come to pass in your life. So, God was not just saying so at the point when He wanted to go and kill the disciples. He had seen a Paul in Saul from the start.
Yes,
so God is not being caught by surprise. So, and most of the time God calls us at a very young age. From the cradle you would have started seeing traces of what God wants you to do.
Yes,
if you pay attention to it. But there are certain times that we just feel like we want to go our way, probably because of environmental effects, culture, and all. You know, when I started out, I wanted to become a medical doctor.
You are a doctor of drama ministry. Isn't that beautiful?
I should have known. And I wanted to become a medical doctor. I tried JAMB several times.
Good.
And at the end of the day, I studied anatomy. And of course, that was because it was still in a bid to study medicine afterwards. But after I left school, I realized that my life was going to take a new turn. And whatever decision I was making at the time was going to affect many things in my life. So I decided that, okay, what do you have me to do, God? I listed out everything that I could do. And drama was one of them. But I said I wasn't going to do drama. I was going to focus on music. But later, drama became the major focus.
Interesting.
So, and I realized that most of the time when you start out early, it helps you to make your mistakes
Early on.
yeah, you make your mistakes early. You make it when nobody knows you, in your obscurity. You make your mistakes, because immediately you start getting into some certain point, you start becoming responsible for your life. The life of a man is divided into three: the morning, afternoon, and night. When you make some certain decisions, very important decisions in the morning phase of your life, it makes your afternoon easier, because in your afternoon phase you are responsible for many things. You don't have excuses in your afternoon phase. So a lot of people will start asking you, what exactly are you doing? How are you doing this one, that one? What? Give us specific stuff. You will know when you have entered your afternoon phase, because so many things just do. If you are not prepared for it, so many things just doing basketballs everywhere.
Responsibilities.
Yeah. So and then you realize that you weren't prepared for this state. So when you start early, it helps you to move ahead of others. So people that might be older than you might be the one advising them, not because of the fact that you are better or anything. It is because you started out early. You
have the experience.
You now have the experience. So it's always very good for everyone, from Joseph to David to Moses to all of them. God called them at a very young age.
And I feel like, I'm very sorry to interrupt you, but I feel like our culture has sold out this thing of, they set the trajectory for you, like you have to go to school before you do anything. You have to finish with school, focus on school. Meanwhile, many times, oftentimes are not, the things that God will have us do are not even interrelated with the things we go to do in school. And many times, by the time you are done with school, it's so difficult to now begin to tread that path. So I think that we should, as young people, it's very important. I know we live in a very strong cultural system where if you try to do anything out of the norm, everybody will come at you. That's fine, but just be sure that it is God leading you.
Yeah, so I think the balance to that is that education is very important too.
It is.
As I was saying, when I entered Redemption Camp, I studied and I realized that I just observed the whole place and I realized that a church will always look like the mindset of the set man. The person in the church is as important to the ministry as the ministry itself.
Yes.
So there are many, I just feel like there are many people that God might have called that, okay, I want to take you global. They would have had international to even the end of their name. But their thinking is not international. I was looking at that old auditorium and I was seeing that, how will you decide that you're going to build this kind of thing? And you know that people are going to feel it. If not, that your mindset is big.
Like you have expanded your mindset.
Yes. Like how could you have thought that you want to build the biggest city? That, like, whatever you are thinking is like how? Because there are so many people that God might have told that okay, he left that old auditorium, built new auditorium, said like that one is too small. Yes, now, and he said he's still going to build
one that's as big as
Ibadan. So I just feel like now we are seeing the mindset of the man, and it's actually very sad because and that's why most of the time God wants to work on our mindsets first.
I agree with you.
He always wants us to expand our scope. Me, sometimes I feel like I don't have a big mindset, and so I always want to follow people that dare to do things, that want to go all out. Mindset is actually very important in anything. Of course, I was telling them at the Meals Initiative, before my birthday, that was June 3rd, I told you that most of the time, when God calls a man, God does not call him from the standpoint of the man. God calls a man from his own standpoint. Of course, God lives in eternity.
Yeah.
So God will call you into what you should be. So when God saw Jacob, he didn't call Jacob. He called Israel. Sure. When God saw Gideon, he didn't call Gideon. He's a mighty man of valor.
Yeah.
So he always wants to
bring you up to his own where he has put you, what he has established you to.
So you might look like nothing, but God is calling you to something. When God was calling Jeremiah was the one that was seeing himself as a youth. But where God was seeing him as was a builder, breaking. What God was seeing was bigger than. So it takes time for a man to journey from where he is to where God is in his life. So at some point, people can get tired, or they can get lazy about where they are. This is all what most of the time.
Meanwhile, I feel like most times when God, that space between where you are and where God is taking you, because I feel like there will just come a season of your life where things will begin to happen like this.
Yeah.
And it's what you have built. Because there's just a season where God is not seeing anything. What is expecting? I say it to all my friends that care to listen. What is expecting from me in that moment is to just stay with him, like chop, like eat. You know that for journey is far. That's what is that time. Not time for you to be playing. It's time for you to like
just sit
go
down
all out.
Okay. So I realized that most of the time people always want to see situations from their own light. They don't see situations from the light of God. They don't see, imagine God seeing Rahab.
I'm like,
but from Rahab's point of view, just save me and my family. But meanwhile, God is not saying, I want to save you and your family. I want to bring you into my agenda. You save the whole nation. You are representing what his son is going to represent.
I know, right?
Bringing him to the agenda. So I bringing that to an agenda. I just feel like a lot of times people need to work with the mindset of God. And that's why reading the word is very important, and being taught to, and of course spiritual fathering and mentorship. The space between where you are and where God wants you to be, the person that will take you on that journey is your spiritual father.
Yeah.
So whatever God wants you to do for it to be fully established, there are people that they are doing good, but that's the list of what God wants them to do, and that's because of the fact that they don't have people that are. That's why you will see a lot of people that they appear for a while and then fade away.
That covering is
so the covering of the fact that don't worry, even when you mess up, your spiritual father is there. Don't worry, I will take you through this. You are mine. That's good. So from the point that one is to the point that he should be, spiritual fatherhood and mentorship are very, very important. Very, very important.
Alright guys, with that I've come to the end of today's video. I hope you are able to learn a thing or two, even though the clips were just here and there. I'm glad that we were still able to say something to you guys. Make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe. If there's any part that stood out for you, I'd love to hear it in the comments. I love to read your comments. You have no idea how much I love and enjoy seeing you guys comment on my videos. I love you guys so much. Till next time guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.
Right, so
yeah,
here I am.
Yeah, send me.
Okay.